Hey guys, Loman02 here, currently drafting an M19 core set. If you guys an artifact, like create a Thopter with flying, sacrifice 2 artifacts, draw a card. That card is interesting, but I don't think good enough. The cool thing about this pack is there's no good red cards, so it's possible if we just take the Siegebreaker Giant, we could definitely get there with that. I also do think that the Angel of Dawn is like a mythic common card, but there's a lot of white cards in this pack. Well, Knightly Valor is a good white card, but it won't come back. I don't think there's an argument to taking Reclamation Sage here, although it is a decent utility creature that I don't mind picking up mid-game. Yeah, I think as cool as this card is, yeah, I mean, I just don't think that's a limited playable card. I mean, the card is very interesting, and it's very synergistic with certain things. Like, there's probably a white-blue deck that can do that, but I think it's just going to be Siegebreaker here. Alright. I think green tends to be very underdrafted. I think if we want to be safe, we just take Pegasus Courser, but I'm going to take this thing. This thing's just huge. Alright, then we see a pack without any decent green cards. Well, I do think this card has very high upside. Okie doke. Well, I guess we're going to stick with our initial assessment. Maybe green is not as open as we thought. That pack had some very good green cards in it. First pack had a Courser in it, I guess, which is a fine common. It's not Bogart Brute, which is kind of the common you want to have in the red cards. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Red has like the best 3-drop common, in my opinion. Enigma Drake may or may not get there. I've tried blue-red before. I don't know how great blue-red is. It's okay. I think red-white just tends to be a better color combo in this format, but blue does tend to go a little later for some odd reason, or at least I have seen it go later, blue and green. I don't think blue's horrible, but I've definitely had the best of fortunes with more active colors like red and white in this format. I've also won with a green card or green deck. This card is, I don't know, it says it all. Gigantosaurus. Does this thing have flavor text? I'm actually kind of curious. Not very cool. I had to see what it said though. That looks like one of those cards where it could just have some funny flavor text on it, like Gorilla Titan, which is just great. So I think so far, I mean, we've got a rare and 3 uncommons. So 3 of the uncommons are on color. The rare is very committing. We didn't really see continued support for a green deck, so I think it makes sense to pass it. There's Girapur. I think here we're probably just going to take the Motivator to continue to cut red. There's not a lot of other good red cards. Gallant Cavalry is very strong, though. It's not a bad card. Do I want to cut red? I mean, white is... I mean, this is not a great white sign. This card's not good in white. This is a decent green card. This card really can't go in any deck other than mono green. Gallant Cavalry, I think, is the best card here. I think I'm going to take the Motivator just to see if I can continue to signal. Okay, Uncomfortable Chill is interesting. Dwindle I actually don't think is horrible. Probably not Scholar of Stars. Uncomfortable Chill is fine, or do I want Dwindle? Dwindle I think tends to be better control card. Or Sure Strike. I mean, it's just a combat trick that allows you to win. I will take a Sure Strike, just for continued signaling purposes. Alright, do I want to Disperse, or do I want a Frilled Sea Serpent? Probably take the Disperse here. I think you can get a Serpent anytime you want, but the Bristling Boar is kind of a good, decent green card. I think it's a decent green common. Yeah, I'm going to take Disperse, though. I kind of want to make Enigma Drake work. I think Enigma Drake is such a great card. I mean, the 4 toughness is exceedingly relevant. I guess there's Electrify in this set, but, you know, generally speaking, Enigma Drake is just a decent-sized flyer for the rate. I really do like the card. Obviously, we have a small Goblin sub-theme, and then the Siegebreaker is just kind of a big dude that can be evasive for a lot of mana, but if you want to be mana intensive, blue-red seems like it's not a bad place to go. White-red tends to be a little less mana intensive. Although I've kind of defined, I've tried two 16 land decks. They did well, but I think generally speaking, you want to be at 17 lands unless you have like a really good curve. Alright, Goblin Instigator is a pretty easy pickup here. Another Gallant Cavalry, though, which, is making me think maybe the blue is something I should have gone into, but we will see. Or not blue, white is something I should have gone into, because I do like Gallant Cavalry. I think like in the Horizontal Swarm style decks, like the Trumpet Blast, Valiant Charge decks, they're very good. The card itself, like its standalone, is not as great, but when it synergizes well with those kind of things. Okay, so green, well, maybe we are a green-red deck. I have not done that yet. I'm going to pick this dude up because I think it's just better than Plummet. Knight of the Tusk is not a playable card. Active Treason is more of a black-red card, and I think I would just be happier taking a decent green common, a playable green common. So I'm going to believe in the sideboard for now. We're kind of on the verge with that. Could have been two of the packs were just bad for green. Okay, well, still no one wants white. These white cards are not great. I'll take a Trumpet Blast here. It's fine with the Instigator. Maybe we do need to jump into white, though. Okay, Crash Through is more of a blue-red card. It's fine. It just cycles itself. I'm not going to play Knight's Pledge, so I'll take it, but it's a sideboard card. Fire Elemental is Tormenting Voice is kind of interesting for blue-red. We need to get some removal and some like other stuff, though. Tectonic Rift. Okay, it's a sideboard card at best. Okay. Yeah, if Crash Through was like, gives everything haste, I think it would be so much better. Alright, well, Trashmaster is pretty good, especially if you can pick up a bunch of these goblins. Lich's Caress, a lot of people like. I'm not as high on it. Vampire Sovereign, I am pretty high on, though. The card's great. Draconic Discipline, or Disciple, rather, is just kind of, it's two colors. Like we were saying, we possibly could go into green, but I'm not going to jump out of a color that I'm pretty well committed to. Alright, another Volley Veteran. Happy with that. Phylactery Lich, yeah, I don't think that's very doable. Wouldn't mind getting Anticipate back, but I'm not going to give up on the uncommon there. I think is decently strong. We want an Active Treason here. Wow, the Stag is really good too. What are my good blue cards? Like, not much right now. Alright. I've drafted a lot of red-white, but I mean, like, the Stag is just too good, right? Like, Stag might be better than Enigma Drake. Tormenting Voice, obviously not, like, a first card you want to think of when you think of, like, going into white. Like, the white cards were coming late. Not good ones, but there were a lot of them coming late, and, some folks may have picked up some decent white cards near the end there, but I don't think it probably committed them. The packs are coming from the other way around, which means the strongest signal would have been with the folks that are now passing to me, but Starcrown Stag still came to me, and I feel like it's another mythic common. I'm not going to totally, like, I moved the blue cards over because I'm just not seeing a lot of good blue. I am seeing decent red. Not good red removal, but I'm seeing decent red cards. Trumpet Blast is a little speculative right now, but I think that's what I want to be doing with this deck, especially if I get more Instigators, more Motivators, stuff like that. Like, just turn bad cards in the early game, that they're like decent in the early game, into good cards near the end game. Just go for a Horizontal Swarm style strategy. It's worked out so far for me. I have two Veterans for removal, which is kind of nice. I guess Sure Strike's pseudo removal. Starcrown Stag, if I end up playing it, is going to be removal as well. Okie doke. Electrify, Motivator, another Starcrown Stag. Electrify is hard removal, but it's kind of slow. I think the Stag is just better, right? Like, I don't want this many 4-drops. I really don't want any other 4-drops. The Motivator was actually a consideration there. Another Volley Veteran? Alright, well, oh, man. Alright, well, maybe we'll get one of those back. I think I have to take the Dragon here, though. Spitflame, yeah, that's a very good card. So is Heroic Reunion, but I'm going to take the removal here. I think I do need to flesh my lower curve out, though. Volcanic Dragon, I don't know. That was an interesting pick. And maybe Heroic Reunion is a better card there, but I am kind of worried about my curve. Trumpet Blast is not really like where I'm thinking now. Like, I'm thinking this is more of like a big red-white deck. That really hits its stride in the mid-game and then kind of finishes off in the air with evasion off this dude and these dudes. And like, you kind of look at some of this stuff as removal as well. It's removal for the combat step. The only issue is going to be is I don't really have a good low-end curve to put my opponent on the back foot. So in a deck like this, you're going to need effects like Spitflame. Alright, Lich's Caress is still in here. Lich's Caress is not great, though. There's really no card that we're going to play in here. take the best one, I guess. Like, Lizard Crest probably is the best card in this pack. Blood Divination is marginal. It's a lot of mana to have that effect. If you have like a Resembling Skeleton or something like that, it's fine, but I'll pick up the Crest. Just put it in the sideboard for now. It's odd to see that go that late. I think a lot of folks overvalue it. Okie doke. Well, we're not playing a Johnny's Welcome, so I suppose it is an act of treason. Now I'm seeing blue again. And some green. Alright, well, I'll pick this card up. Okie doke. I mean, I'm not going to want... Maybe I want a Catalyst Elemental to power stuff out. I probably pick this dude up. I'm not ecstatic about it, but I'm not per se playing white. It looks like white. Someone got on the white train and started picking that stuff up. A lot of red cards in that one pack, though. That could have just been how the pack fell, but like no one had taken. There's like a bunch of good red cards, like stuff that I think in pack 1 you probably wouldn't have seen that many come around. So I think we're very solidly into red. The low end is not really satisfying me right now, so maybe someone else is in it and just taking the low end as well, or maybe someone else is like 2-color, like they're Boros aggro and they're taking all the instigators. So I'm just not seeing a ton of them. Yeah, this is probably a card I'm not going to play here, but I mean, there's a chance we go into green because we're kind of seeing a signal later on. Like, I would play Centaur Coursers are fine because that's kind of where my curve is hurting right now. Like, I'd be happy with like 2 to 3 Bogart Brutes in this deck. That would be great. Alright, we're not going to get it here. Pack Beast or Line Breaker. I'd probably go for a Line Breaker before... Do I have any artifacts? No. I'm going to go for the guy who attacks a little better, even though I'm not a happy camper with that card. I will pick up a Stone Quarry. That's a card that can be played in this. Just have to keep in mind it's not generally what we want to first... Or generally what we want to... we don't want to consider it as a card in our deck right now. This may be a Tormenting Voice deck too. It could be. But yeah, we really need to pick up some good baseline commons, like a decent number of them. So we're at 12 cards right now. We're kind of vacillated a little bit in this one, so I'm not as happy with how it's going. I don't really have the low end like I was saying I need. Alright, Motivator is great. Like, that's kind of card. I mean, I would prefer to have the... Oh, wow. Alright, so maybe the red's just not great in these packs. The Bogart Brute came around. I don't really want to play this thing. Thing gains you life, but I'm kind of under and over 4-drops right now. I just want to flesh out this bottom part of the curve, like get some more 2-drops and more Instigators would be great. If I got like 2 more Instigators and like maybe 2 more Brutes, I'd be pretty happy with the direction of the deck. Okie doke. No Brute. Swiftclaw, not my idea of a great card. What does this thing do again? If you control 3 or more creatures, it becomes a 2/2 and you gain a life. The card's not really that impressive to me. I think I'd rather just have a dragon. Sadly, another big dude. Alright, Arcades Sabbath. Oh, okay, well, this is an easy pickup. Arcades Sabbath's a cool card and all, but I'm a mile away from playing that. And Angel of Dawn actually wins games, so I'm going to pick the thing up. Again, looking for them Brutes, looking for them Instigators. Those are kind of the cards that I really want here. I do have some synergy with Spitflame. Spitflame comes back off the Spark Tongue and off of the Volcanic Dragon. Alright, well, the rare is utterly unplayable. Centaur Courser's actually not bad. That card's actually... I'm pretty happy to pick that up. But definitely over Take Vengeance. Take Vengeance is kind of garbage. But we do want some more Goblins, kind of get the Volley Veteran going. We've got 2. We could have had 3 in this deck, but I think 2 is probably enough. I think the Starcrown Stag's a little bit better. That's close. Like, it's close. If you have the high synergy with Volley Veteran, it can be better than Starcrown Stag. But I think in general, like just card evaluation wise, the Starcrown Stag is just better card. In general, obviously Trashmaster pulls it up a little bit. We've got the 2 Motivators, 1 Instigator, which is essentially 2 Goblins in itself. The Bogart Brute, 2 by Volley Veterans, and Trashmaster. I've actually gotten this rare a lot. Trashmaster I've gotten a lot in drafts. Volcanic Dragon, just like good old steady earner, old card. Just a 6-mana 4/4 flying haste is not bad. Okay, well, there's not a good low drop, so I guess there is the Pegasus Courser. But I feel like I can't pass up on an Angel of Dawn, can I? Like, really? Alright, another 4-drop? Ugh. Knight's Pledge? Ugh. I'm probably just going to pick up this crapper right here, this 2/2. Like, I'm not happy about it, but I really do just need some, like, low-end grunt, like some 2-drops and 1-drops and 3-drops. Because, I mean, Angel of Dawn only becomes really great when you're, kind of curving between 2 to 5. And right now I feel pretty comfortable. I mean, even my 3 spot sucks. I have Luxodon Linebreaker. I have the Catalyst Elemental, which is not, like, the worst in this deck, because you can power out another big dude. I mean, I guess you power on a Siege Breaker or a Volcanic Dragon is not horrible, because I mean it's a lot of damage in the air. It's evasive. It's a lot right away. You can definitely clock pretty quickly. But I don't think we're there on the Trumpet Blast style deck. But I am pretty comfortable playing the Angel of Dawn. Angel of Dawn is also kind of a defensive card too. It's kind of a weird card. It's very aggressive, but it can also play defense. With Motivator allowing it to attack, it obviously gets in 4 damage. All right, there's a Brute. That is great. I love Make a Stand, but I think I need to have the Brute, and I like Gallant Cavalry too. But I think I just need the creature. I need to get some thickness in my creatures in the mid section of this deck. Like, I really don't want to play this. I don't want to play this. I really would like 2 more Instigators, but I don't think it's going to be a reality at this point because we're just not seeing them. Either they're not being opened or, the packs are a little light. This, maybe I'm at 18 critters, but my critters are kind of thick right now. 4, 5, 6, or 4 and 5, really, a lot of those. So the opening hand consistency is going to be a little bizarre for this deck. I'm not real high on the card, but this is a 2-drop that I can play. I'm not going to take a Sure Strike here. Isolate, no. It's probably an interesting Legacy sideboard card in Death and Taxes. Fiery Finish, no thanks. That card has been unimpressive to me. I've tried it. Not really impressed. So again, kind of just an active deck. We're not seeing anything new now, so I doubt... Alright, there's another Siege Breaker. I mean, I guess. Is there another 5-drop in this deck? I mean, this card is better than Spark Tongue, I think. Alright, I guess Sure Strike. Meh. Linebreaker, probably. I'm not happy about it, but I'm going to take the 3/2 that can attack. Taking the Dragon out does lose some synergy with Spitflame, but I have the other Dragon. Invoke the Divine's fine. Actually, Colossal Dreadmaw this late's not bad either. Lava Axe is not good in this format. There's a lot of life gain in it. We did pass up on 1 Courser. To take something else. I think another Angel of the Dawn. Maybe that was wrong because I really don't like the middle part of my curve here. We're at 24 playable with 1 land in there. Trumpet Blast, possibly. Okay. We're at 20 critters, though. I mean, I'll probably play this thing. It's just a Grey Ogre, though. I mean, I'd probably just be happier like this, right? Just play a Havoc Devils. I have a better 4-drop in here. I mean, I don't think I want another 5. I don't think that would be a true statement. We're at 24, so that's 17 land. This is a 17 land deck. Rustwing Falcon, yep. There's a card in this format that I don't think sees a ton of play. Alright, so this deck does not have good low end, unfortunately. So we're going to add some basics here. 12 and 4. Yeah, that makes sense to me. So I've got 5 white sources, and I have only 1 single white requirement starting at 3. That seems fair. Well, we're going to see on this deck. This deck is interesting. It may even want the Dragon. Nah. We're going to play it as is like this. This is a medium deck. I feel like this is probably a 2-1 deck, unless we get decently lucky with it. I think we should have jumped on the white train earlier, so going back to the draft, I do think that white was more open than we gave it credit for. I just don't like drafting the same thing every time. Alright, this hand's unkeepable. At least we're on the draw, so yeah, I'm all... Okay, this hand's better, but not great. It has no threat. I'm going to bottom that and say go. Okay. Yeah, that was a good draw. We just basically need threats. That's not a fast threat, but it is something that definitely ups the value of other threats that I may play. Alright, Rug. Alright. Well, we can either Spit Flame whatever they play or play on a Pegasus Courser. My guess would be whatever they're going to play is going to beat through a Pegasus Courser, probably a 3-power attacker. Okay, this thing is actually fine. Well, you would have been a lot better last turn, my friend. But it does kind of combo out with Courser here. I mean, Courser blocks these little guys pretty well. If they attack this turn, I probably will not block. I'll probably just take the beat down. It implies they have a trick. That's fine. I'll allow this to happen. Get in your damage. They can bluff me. If they have it, cool. If they don't, they got me. Just going to play this gentleman out and say go. If we hit a land, we can go probably Siegebreaker into Angel of Dawn. I don't think we Angel of Dawn this turn. We'll leave up the Sure Strike, and this turn I will do some blocking. They possibly have removal for this. I'm going to try it, though. Alright, Sure Strike. They got it, they got it. They could also bounce to the top of my deck with Totally Lost, but you got it, my man. Okay, the Giant. Well, that's unfortunate that we can't do it all this turn. I think I'm going to Spitfire this Gentleman and get him for 4. They can put me down to 16. We're basically at equivalent life totals. So they have a lot of mana. Okay. Okay, that card can kill a lot of stuff. Okay, and they shock my dude. Alright, cool. Play this Gentleman out. I'm not going to attack this turn. I'll leave it back to block. I mean, if they have a trick, they have 1 card left. They bluffed me in the first one. I could have shocked. That's what they're holding up as shock. That is how they could have defeated the Pegasus Corsair. Okay, do some looting. This is discard then draw, so it's rummaging technically. Okay, a 3/5, cool. They can pay 3 mana next turn to damage my dude, my Siegebreaker Giant. Which they likely will. I'm going to blow up my Siegebreaker. Okay. Oh, they don't. They blow up my Flyer. That is fine. Well then. They have 1 card in hand. Okay. Well, he's not blocking. Do you have a kill spell for my dude? Could have drew a trick for the turn. I'm going to attack with both. Do 10. Well, they can block and have a trick, and they'll get one of my things. Alright, cool. Yep. Sure Strike. Yep, they got it. That sucks. Alright, got 1 Instigator. Yep. This thing. And we're trying to set up the Angel of Dawn next turn. Okay, they're done. Yep, I figured that would be good. Angel of Dawn is just a dumb card. Like the card, well, a common, it's very dumb. If it was an uncommon, I think it would be a little more fair. I actually think it's probably better than Siegebreaker. Alright, so they're kind of, I don't know, they're just a mid-range deck. I didn't really see anything like totally busted out of them. They had their own Siegebreaker. They have Sure Strike in their deck. I have 2 of them. Ugh. Do I want to just go bigger? I mean, probably not. 20 critters, 17 lands. Alright, yeah, we're just resubbing this. I don't think we're going to change anything. I mean, we could go with the Tormenting Voice over like 1 big dude, but no, I kind of like the high creature density in this format. The removal is not great. There's a lot of removal, but it's not great. So they have Sure Strike in their deck. That was their draw that one turn. I didn't play around it because they kind of shadowed they had it, and it ended up being shocked that they had. They would have killed my 3 toughness blocker. So they would have 1.5 themselves there. That's an interesting note to make about our opponent is that they're not afraid to give up card advantage for tempo. Because they would have shocked plus lost half of their Goblin Instigator in the early game to get rid of Courser, which I think is probably correct. I mean, I do think it's... I think I'm probably more of a beatdown deck than they are, and this hand looks great, by the way. Especially on the draw. Get to draw, hopefully find the white source at some point in time. Set up a Trash Master. Have a Motivator? No. Alright, the old Lightning Mare. We'll see what they do this next turn. I may actually just play out the Lightning Mare if they do nothing. Okay, well, I'm not playing out Lightning Mare. Alright, now we are kind of getting to a point where we want to draw some white mana, but, you know, it is a very light white mana splash. They can attack with their dudes. No, they are not. Alright, well, my hand is full of very, very good cards, but unfortunately most of them required a minimum 1 white mana to cast. So, hopefully I hit any land next turn other than Stone Quarry. Stone Quarry, I guess, would still be okay, because I could set it up on the following turn. Alright, shock that dude. Whatever, dude. I mean, that's fine. That card does not have trample, so it's actually kind of really bad against the card that's on the board, so I'm happy with a shock there. Nothing, okay. Okay, Spit Flame. No, I'm not ecstatic about that, but it is an instant, so I can kill something on their turn. Not going to attack here. That seems dumb. I'm certainly not going to Spit Flame a 1/1. Seems really bad. But yeah, any white mana, any mana period, but white plains would be great. Probably still playing out the Trash Master here. I don't know, maybe I wouldn't. I probably would. Alright, we're going to burn off whatever they play here, just for tempo purposes, because, I mean, our best draws are going to... Alright, yeah, that's going to get Spit Flamed. I'm not, like, ecstatic about doing it, but because we missed a land last turn, I think it makes sense to, and I want to use my mana up. Draw Mize, right? Trash Master. I'll lose one of these things. In combat, if he wants to double block it. If he does not, then he'll just take a boatload of damage. Okay, take 4. And then the plan here is just going to be to start playing out Starcrown Stags, 1 a turn. Alright, Skyrider Patrol is kind of spooky. Alright, I'm just going to do this now because I want to get a flyer in the air. So they can quad block. Yeah, they can lose a bunch of their stuff here. That's not how this is going to play out at all. Actually, I think what I want to do is this. Move that dude back, kill these two, because I don't want them to, like, I don't know, have like a return card, a card that returns it. Alright. And now I have the flyer, you're down to 10, and, you know, cool. Best draw on the deck, probably another Angel of Dawn. Just break through some more. So I've got the flyer. They have 1/1/1. Okay, sleep. That's cool and all. You get into damage here, but I don't think it really changes much. I mean, it just means next turn you're taking a beat down. Sleep is really only good if you're attacking. Like, you need to be in an active deck to make sleep any good. And next turn, I mean, you're taking a pounding again. All right, Tormenting Voice doesn't do anything. It just, well, it draws cards, but it doesn't change the board. All right, yeah, they're done. I was going to say, if you can't do anything that turn, you're probably just losing the game. So, well, I don't think this is like one of the best versions of Red-White. I do think it's, you know, it can be 3-color nonsense with sleep and not really an active game plan. Sleep is a great long-term game plan if you're like getting into board stalls a lot, but, you know, if you just put an opponent on the back foot fast, sleep does not tend to be good. Their card quality seemed okay, but it seemed like they just had like a lot of like random good uncommons and just like put a deck together with them. What do I think of this in the draw? I'm going to keep this, but I'm not ecstatic about it because I don't have a 2-drop, but Alright, black, well, we'll see what happens here. No play, so they don't have the life gain dude. Well, there's turn 1 play. That is going to be good with the Starcrown Stag, unless this thing gets killed by the uncommon. I always forget that card's name. It's the one that you gain a life, and it gives -1/-1 to something for every life you've gained this turn. Alright, Vigilance dude, fine by me. 2-drop. Well, not a 2-drop. And I'm certainly not going to trade both of these dudes for nothing. But I do have a crackback on them, and I do have Spit Flame to deal with their 3-drop, which I probably will unless I draw a more relevant 3-drop. Like a Bogart Brute, I'd probably cast out here. That'll get in. Actually, the Vigilance is kind of annoying on that card. Never really thought of that card as being great, but Vigilance is kind of annoying. Okay, this just gains life. I'm sorry, gets mana, does not gain life. Decidedly does not do that. Okay, there's no way in hell I'm going to burn off either of these two, so I'm just going to hang out and say go. I'm going to burn off whatever they play this turn and then go into the Star Crown Stag on the following turn, I want to say. The Elvish Rejuvenator is certainly not worth burning off. I mean, it's going to be whatever they play this turn, which hopefully it's like the 2-3 reach Death Touch dude. Just this thing. Alright. Okay. Still can't rationalize killing any of this. Alright, they're not going to attack. Interesting. I mean, it's a Vigilance guy, so I think they would want to. So, new plan. We're going to go for this turn. We are going to haste it in. We're going to tap their Greenwood dude. They can shrink this and lose both their Elvis Rejuvenators, which clear the board out a little bit, or they can just take it. Okay. But I have Goblin Instigator into Spitflame next turn, which seems good, and then I will follow that up with an Angel of the Dawn to hopefully get a big attack in. Alright, this card's bad, but it's going to fight and probably kill my dude this turn, this dude. Okie doke. Well, that stinks. Yep. Okay. I will trade a Spitflame plus a Goblin token, I think, for the Thornhide Wolves. It's just pretty big. Alright, do they have another big card to play? Oh my. That's a big gentleman. Just kill this thing off. Well, the ramp has certainly gotten there. I think I'm going to play this thing out. This thing has trample too? Yikes. Well, I think we have to attempt to raise here. I can't just hold that in my hand. I need to get a little damage on him. I'm going to take 7 half my life total next turn. Alright, that's going to kill Motivator. One of the Motivators, the untapped one, yeah. Alright. Yeah, I was going to say, I'll block these guys. It doesn't change the clock if they do that. Yep, I have to take that. That's trample, unfortunately, which means I'm probably dead next turn unless I find a way to deal with that, which I don't have a Luminous Bonds in this deck. They're at 0 cards. Alright, Dagger's back, Basilisk. Alright, well. Alright, we'll just go ahead and pack it in here. And let's consider our options in the sideboard. So, flying is good, looks like it's going to be good against my opponent. Sure Strike. Oh, Active Treason actually seems pretty decent here. Probably better than Linebreaker. No, Linebreaker's still fine. I mean, maybe I want one additional white source in the deck. Kind of feeling that, actually. Let's take this out. Spark Tongue Dragon. I don't ramp, though. It's moderately interesting. Trumpet Blast? Probably not. Tech Rift? Tech Rift is some interesting tech, but I don't think so. I would like to play first. Alright, hand's great. This keeper. Get a turn 1 motivator, possibly Sure Strike into something, and then we've got Line Breaker on turn 3. Opponent's mulliganing pretty heavily. The ramp was what got him there. I think last game, well, they also had just a great hand to follow up, their initial ramp. But Thornhide Wolves is not my idea of like an exceedingly powerful card, but it is fine. Just green filler in the midsection of a deck. Go to second main. I guess I'm just doing this non-doctrinally. There you go. Motivator, go. And then ideally we're playing out a Stone Quarry next turn. We're getting an attack in for 1, chipping. Alright. Okay. Chip in there. And hopefully no 2-drop this time around. If there's no 2-drop, we'll get in some damage with the Line Breaker and then have Sure Strike up on the following turn, because I don't really have anything else to do. Alright, they do have something to do this turn. Alright, I want to kind of stop drawing lands at this point. I feel very comfortable with my mana situation. Now I only have one card that cannot be bested by, or cannot be casted right now with the mana development I'm currently showing. They're not going to attack here, but they're out of lands. Interesting. Alright, well that's also quite interesting. I think given that, I mean, I'll let them trade me on life here. Take 6. If they want to attack back, they can. I mean, they probably have to, or they have to play another creature. And then I have the Siegebreaker next turn. Yikes. Okay. Okay, well, I think the line of play is still the same. We're just going to play this thing out. We're going to haste this thing, and we're going to crush down. And then we have Sure Strike for the following turn. They'll probably trade with a Smiter this turn. Daggerback's definitely getting tapped. That way they can't trade with my Siegebreaker. Alright, they're going to trade with the Luxodon Linebreaker. But they're down to 6. And I have a Sure Strike next turn and a Trampler, so they probably have to kill my dude. May just be a concession. They may have kept too greedy a hand. If they're just going to play a ramp dude, then... Alright, they Rabid Bite. Cool. Well, I still have lethal because I have the Sure Strike. It is a strong combo. Okay. I mean, or we could just do that. I guess I should have just shown him Sure Strike as opposed to showing them the attacker. The haste dude. Yeah, that was probably dumb of me. Should have just tapped their dudes and used Sure Strike. Alright. Sub. Hopefully they keep just as greedy a hand as they did this time. They're going to be on the play this time. Well, we'll see what they do. They obviously were relying on the draw. This hand is keepable, wants white mana, but has a good number of red cards. So I'm going to keep this. We did add 1 Plains to our deck, and I'm probably going to change that before the next game so that we have 1 additional Plains. I kind of liked how the mana worked out a little better there. Alright, Pegasus Corsair is probably going to be decent against them. Go. But we do definitely want a Plains or a Stone Quarry. Stone Quarry would be decent for turn 2 play. Alright, nothing. Okay. Okay, the mountain. Well, I mean, we need to draw land, so I guess it would be preferable to be a Stone Quarry or a Plains, but we'll take what we can get. Haven't seen the Bogart Brutes yet, but we only have 2 in the deck. Now we don't want Stone Quarry, we want Plains. They're going to have something to cast this turn. A ramp card, I assume. Okay. And we're very much so hoping to get a white mana source that is untapped. Come on, deck. You can do it. Thank you, deck. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to play out the Linebreaker this turn just to get in some damage, because I think it's going to be relevant here. Haste this dude in. It can be blocked if they want, but I'll have the Courser next turn that can fly the Loxodon Linebreaker over, and Courser doesn't do that much damage this turn, so I think this just gets more damage in, especially if they don't block. But there's a very good chance I probably just play on a Havoc Devils, depending on what they do. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably just going to Havoc Devils them, and they can double block the Linebreaker if they want, but that gives them less blockers. Yeah, I kind of like that. And then same sort of strategy on the following turn. So, Havoc Devils. And they can double block the Linebreaker, like I was saying. That's fine. They got lands out of it, so they're not really trading that. They're not trading cards. They got land cards out of it. Okay. Yep. And Roger. And then if we hit another land drop in the next couple of turns, alright, he's going to kill that dude. Which stinks. Well, I think we are going to sure strike this turn. There's no giant growth in this format. And then if we hit a land, the dragon should finish them off. Plains was definitely very clutch there. I mean, if we'd not hit Plains, this hand would not have played out even remotely the same. Alright, now we're just basically hoping for an untapped land, but even Lightning Mare would be, I think, fine. Not bad. It's actually a lot better with Pegasus Courser. Alright, Basilisk. Alright, they're going to kill something with yep. Okay. Got 4 cards in hand. Yep, it has double flying. Take 5 down to 3. This cannot be blocked by what? Blue creatures? That's not relevant in this matchup. Hopefully no more Rabid Bites, but if they have more with their combo here, which this is a pretty decent combo. Okay, you have a Lich's Caress to gain some life. No, this dude, that's not doing anything. We're still flying over the top. I feel like we're probably pretty good here. Alright. Let's return to details. Let's edit the actual deck. I actually liked having one more Plains in this deck. Okay. Why am I at 41 with 18 lands? So cut a mountain. Alright. That's 5, 6 white sources. I actually like that a little better. I mean, I don't want to get white source footed, but I'm not like really, until the 4 spot, I'm not that reliable on double red. I mean, I don't need to cast this on curve. It's really kind of filler right now. I'm not a huge fan of the card. It's only really good with Pegasus Courser or if it's like completely uncontested. So, alright, well, we're 2-1 with this deck, shockingly. I mean, like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm always putting up, you know, these red-white drafts, but I mean, like, I just think the deck's great, and when the cards come to me, I'm like, alright, well, there's Angel of Dawn, Siegebreaker, Volcanic Dragon. Red was open this draft. Now, the weird thing about red that was, or the bizarre thing about red is that the bottom end of red was not open this draft, which is weird to me. Like, I don't know what else someone was combining red with, but, like, the Instigators were just not flowing. Brutes were okay. I mean, I have some bad cards like Luxo Smite, or Luxo, I almost want to call it Luxodon Smiters. That's actually a good card. But Luxodon Linebreakers were flowing, and, you know, it's not really where you want to be. But 2 Star Crown Stags. The Volley Veterans, we've yet to see too. So we haven't seen Bogart Brute, we haven't seen Volley Veteran. Our Goblin synergies have not been exceptional this series of games so far. Trashmaster has seen play once. Well, there is a Brute, but there's only 1 land in this hand, and it would be very speculative to keep this, even on the draw. I think this is a mulligan. Alright, this is not a great hand, but it's a keeper. We are going to bottom that, especially on 17 lands. We've got 4 in hand. So, we prefer to draw some action. No turn 1. Ugh, okay, they have their own motivators. Alright, so it looks like we're going to be in the aggro mirror, which is going to be tough for this hand. Like, this hand does not, like, this deck does not have a ton of removal, and this is not, oh, okay, well, we'll get that guy. Cool. Hopefully they don't, like, smash a mare into us. If they smash a mare into us, I'll probably just block it with the motivator here. Although motivator is going to be great with, like, Siegebreaker and with Luxo, a Linebreaker, I'm not, you know, exceedingly confident that, you know, if we don't block something that we could block with it, we're going to really get there. If they just play an instigator out, cool. They attacked while I trade. Alright, if you have a combat trick, cool, dude. Yep, that's fine. I'll trade a 1-drop for a 2-drop Sure Strike. That's going to get me eventually anyways, unless I have one of my own, and my mana is going to be tied up, I think, after I hit 3. Okay, red, go. So they get to keep their... Now, it's probably going to be a Bogart Brute this turn, which sucks, because we're not going to be able to block it with our 3-drop, which is rough, but what can you do? Yep, there it is. You can generally tell. Like, it's just... That's the staple one, and that's the best one for them to have right now, because I'm not going to be able to play and then block it, and then it's going to have haste, and I'm going to be just back on tempo. So, what are we hoping to find here? Okay. Well, if they have shock, this thing's going to get shocked out of the way. Maybe I should have just played the Smiter, or the Luxon Linebreaker first. No, that's not right. I guess the good thing is we are on the draw, even though mulliganing, so, I mean, we're kind of at card parity, but, nah. Yeah, I don't think this is going extremely well for us. So we're going to have to consider how do we... I don't know if we can bottom the deck out any further so I can actually get more blockers. Like, Instigators are just great in this matchup. Because it just puts a ton of blockers down, and, like, you can block Bogart Brutes, you can block, you know, other Instigators, stuff like that. Okay... This is bad for us. I think I do trade with their motivator here. Yeah. I think I have to. Yep. I'm already at 9, yeah. I mean, that was the right play, is to trade with motivator there. It's not great by any means. Play this dude out, say go. He doesn't die to shock, that's kind of why I'm doing it. I would rather actually not reveal this card because I don't think I'm going to win this match, or this game. However, I think it's correct. An attack with the Brute down to 6. 3 cards, though. Yep, you got through. Cannot block it. Which means I'm at a virtual 4 next turn because they'll attack with all, especially if I present a secondary blocker. Okay, this thing is huge, and we're just dead. Yeah, we're just dead, I think. Yeah, we're just dead. Alright, so concede game. They got us. Very good hand on their part. Hopefully we can emulate that to some extent, but I don't think it's going to be very easy for us. We just don't have the good low end. Act of treason, no, but I probably do want this dude. I mean, he sucks, but he's just a blocker in the low end. Over what? Maybe a Sure Strike? No, Mare is pretty bad. I want Mare because it's just another blocker. Yeah, it's tough, because like we don't really have as much low end as it appears they do, or at least their draw indicated they had a lot of good low end, and they also have the red-white uncommon that, you know, gives you fast bonuses to your dudes and gives them all haste, which is generally not good for you. Volcanic Dragon is a great card, but I don't know how much work. I mean, it's probably still. I can't cut that out. What kind of lands? Oh, Volley Veteran is actually pretty decent too. If we can get that out, it's good removal. That also puts a body down. Maybe I do. Like, I have Angels of Dawn still. Yeah, I'm gonna cut that dude. Like, that card is great, right? But like, I just don't think the game is gonna get to a point. Like, I don't think beyond like turn like 6 or 7. We're really, you know, that's not gonna be the card that turns the game for us. It's gonna be like some Volley Veterans, you know, removing some key cards into like some Angels of Dawn, and then we'll just traditionally run them through with, you know, like Angels of Dawn and Starcrown Stags and stuff like that. Because I don't think they can defend that well, but like, so the evasion part doesn't really interest me as much. Jeez. Alright, Mull. Okay, we have to keep this. It's got, actually this is a good hand. We want to land on top. Nope, we're going to bottom him. And we'll play on an Instigator. This hand is fine. If it draws a mountain, it actually becomes a little better. I mean, the Lightning Mare is not going to be a good attacker in this unless I get the Courser down. But, you know, what are you going to do? Okay. Motivator? No motivator this time. Alright. Well, I think what I'm going to do is just play this dude out. They're probably going to have an instigator on their turn too, but the upside of them not having it is pretty high for us because we can just start getting in some free damage. I don't have a relevant 3-drop to play here. Alright, cool. That's actually not a horrendous pickup because as of now I don't have anything relevant to do on my turn 4 unless I hit a land drop. So I'm going to attack here. If they have a shock, cool, they can shock this dude. Okay, yeah, certainly not pumping. I'll represent shock. Yeah, this is the kind of draw you kind of want to have to win this mirror. Obviously, I don't think my depth of cards is going to be as strong as theirs will be. But I attack here. Yes, I do. Actually, you know what I do? I just do this. Just blow this thing up. Just keep the tempo. Maintain the tempo, and hopefully prosper. Yep. And it dies. Take 5. Down to 12. This is actually pretty strong. This is kind of what we need to see happen. And they're obviously up on cards a lot right now, but I mean, if they don't have a great play to make, I mean, I have Sure Strike here. Can't think of a sweeper unless they have Cleansing Nova. Alright, 2-1, cool. Cool story, bro. That's it. Well, what do they block here? You know, there's an interesting line here. I'm going to attack with everything. There's an interesting line here where we just use Sure Strike and then pump. I mean, I don't really want to do... yeah, Sure Strike just kind of does run into shock, right? Could also just shot or Sure Strike to the face. The Lightning Mirror does a lot of damage here. It can do upwards. It can do 5 damage. Do I save this thing? I mean, it doesn't play around shock. Alright, I think I'm going to go for it. If they're just shocking this turn, then I'll just pump the mirror and get in for 6. Take half their life. They have shock, okay. Oh, and they Sure Strike as well. Alright, so they're both just going to trade. That's fine. The trade, I think, is okay. I mean, there is actually an argument to, like, Sure Striking another card. Alright, a bunch of dudes. Cool. They want to attack into that. They can attack. I mean, I'm fine with that. If you want to start getting some damage, you go right on ahead. Alright, well, I'm going to attack with the 2 goblins. There's a chance they just let 1 point through. Yep. Havoc Devils, go. I guess at this point I would like to have a Volcanic Dragon, but I think an Angel will be just as good. Alright, Knightly Valor, it's a Vigilance dude now. And they get another 2-2. That kind of sucks for us. Angel would still be great. So, if I attack with all, 1 point goes over from the Havoc Devil, and the Lightning Mirror trades with the Knight token, and I have 2 1/1s, and they're down to 4, but they have 1 card in hand. I think that's actually fine. So like, if they don't do that, then they die to the Mirror, or they can take 4 down. No, they're going to do that. Alright. I'm going to attack with all here. I think we'll get 2 points in. It's what's going to end up happening here. Yep. And yep. And now we're both knocking the top of our deck. It depends on what their last card is, but I mean, I have them at a very low life total, so like they're kind of probably on the defensive, and I have haste on my next critter, which, you know, alright, land and nothing, or landed something. Nothing, okay. Well, that's exactly what we want to draw. Angel. And game. They could blow up my critters, but yep, okay. That's kind of the position I think I want to put him in. I think that was smart to put him there. I want the dragon. I mean, the dragon is really good, but no, this can't be right, guys. Like, I don't want Invoke. I guess Invoke does take care of Knightly Valor at instant speed, but that's not already kind of bad. I mean, they already got a 2/2 out of it. Act of Treason. Act of Treason on the draw? No. Alright. Angel, or actually, you know what? Dwarven Priest is kind of interesting. It's a 2/4. I mean, over what though? No, it's not right. Volley Veteran is just too good. Like, my 4s are great. Like, Trashmaster is great in this deck. The Sharkron Stag I would not replace with a suboptimal Dwarven Priest. Volley Veteran is just removal. I mean, the only thing I would look to replace is like Havoc Devils, and Trample is kind of relevant in this matchup. Both of us obviously do have Sure Strikes. I have 2 in my deck because my deck just didn't get a ton of low-end playables. Ugh. I mean, if we keep this, we're praying the draw is good and we don't draw white cards, right? Or being white mana, and 2 Sure Strikes, and a Volley Veteran. This is a mulligan, I think, guys. This hand's a lot better. I am glad I did that. We do need white mana to eventually get to the Angel of Dawn, but this can cast a turn 1 dude. Yeah, it's a keeper. Land, Plains on top. That's kind of what we're hoping for. Alright, I think I have to say yes to that. At least for early progression, I think it's going to be important for the deck. Alright, Stone Quarry, so their mana's fixed. We have one of those too, but unfortunately we don't have one of those turn 1. Worst play for us to see would be an Instigator on turn 2. If they don't play an Instigator on turn 2, I like our chances a little more, but... Alright, Instigator, yep, looks like an Instigator's coming out. That's... okay, this card is not horrendous for us. We have the Volley Veteran to take care of it. Not right away, but I don't think Life Total... like, so like Life Link is interesting to me. This is actually a pretty cool draw. If they have their own Sure Strike, we'll trade dudes, but I'm going to leave this dude back and say go. I unfortunately don't have an Instigator of my own. Alright. I'm going to attempt to block this. Yep. We have not seen shock out of them yet. I would not be shocked if they had one here, which, if that's the case, okay, well, you got a 2-for-1. Okay, they had the shock. But hopefully that screws up their mana efficiency and I'm able to just cast on a Brute next turn. Yep. Okay, well, no, that's not an optimal draw there. We wanted to hit lands. That's why we kept the mountain on top. I'm glad we did because we've hit 2 non-lands since that draw step. And now we just really want land, and hopefully they play a Bogart Brute and we hit a land. That would be ideal. Okay, their dudes are going to have haste. They could have a Sure Strike of their own. Okay. I'm very happy to just eliminate the Motivator. Like, Motivator is a spooky card, in my opinion. Very, very spooky card. So go ahead and eliminate this dude. Plains was one of the better draws in the deck. Okay, do they have some Angels of Dawn? Another land would still be good here. I just started playing Angel after Angel after Angel. Alright. Okay, Knightly Valor is a little rough. Not really what you want to see. We can obviously gain 3 this turn, which kind of stinks, but hey, what can you do? Yep, you got it. Alright, do they have Sure Strike as like their last 2 cards? Hard telling. Don't want to think they do. But they may. Okay, that card is annoying as hell. But it means they don't have Sure Strike at a minimum. Angel of Dawn. Tap this thing down. If they want to trade, the Inferno thing for something here, they can. Okay. Okay, a Star Crown stag of their own. And they're going to try to attack. If they attack, I will gladly block. Alright. I can't think of a one-mana combat trick. Like, yeah. Shock? Shock could do it. Don't want to play around a second shock. Man, they're really repping it hard. They're trying to bluff me, I think. I'm gonna fall into it. Do you have shock? I don't think you do. Sick bluff, though. Sick bluff attack. They tried doing this before. Okay, got rid of the life linker, which is nice. They're at 14, but I've got another Angel of Dawn here, which seems good. Alright, land, not exactly what we want to see, but what can you do? Angel of Dawn. Can we power through? Alright, they're going to block. That's cool with me. You know, we've got 6 power in the air. Did they have some air power? Okay, don't really care about that because I'm so far ahead in the life race. Just run-of-the-mill 3-2 and attack for 6. These Angels of Dawn are just disgusting, like, just gross. I'm not saying we're winning here. I mean, they could definitely top deck any litany of things. I mean, like, this Lightning Axe, no, Lightning Axe doesn't kill us here. Land does definitely not kill us, so they need like a Banefire plus like some nonsense, like double Banefire plus Fork. No, they need like Mana Flare, Banefire, Fork. I don't even know how they do this. I think they're just dead. I'm probably not blocking. I guess I'll block the Vigilance Knight. I mean, how do I lose this? Yeah, I'll trade you. I'm not going to win with this thing, so I'll trade it. It's not going to get through a Vigilance Knight, so why would I save it, right? Alright. You have a big flyer. Dragon. Okay, a dragon. That's actually a solid draw. That was very good for them. So here's the million-dollar question. If we attack this turn, we lose an angel, but we do put them to 1, and we should have 3 attackers next turn to their 2. So they're 2 blockers, so if they miss, then we can just win. Yep. I think I put them to 1. I think that is correct. And if they miss, then we just win the game. Like if they draw any, like, you know, anything not good here. Basically, any land or like any pump spell would be bad draws for them, and then we can just win because they're at 1. So I think it's worth doing. I mean, that's a little more questionable, but like I am out of Angels of the Dawn at this point. I actually took my Volk Dragon out, which is more questionable. But looking at how their first game played out, their deck seemed much lower end, so I wasn't expecting a lot of good flyers. All right, sweet. Yeah, and the Gambit wins. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed another red-white draft. Didn't bogart as many brutes this time. You know, but this deck is good. Like I've had a lot of people tell me this deck sucks. I've got 3 wins with it. I don't try to deliberately draft it, but I just see the cards. And I'm like, man, Bogart Brute's so good. It's a great common. Like, I flush out my middle of my curve with this. You know, and I get like good rares and good uncommons. Like, and Angel of the Dawn, just stupid. Like, stupid. Like, if you see that card wheeling, like, just grab it up, guys. Like, play some white. Like, white's good. And it combos very well with red. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. Hope you guys enjoyed this, another M19 draft. And, yeah, we'll probably end up doing some more. Been doing pretty well with them so far. So, you know, that's always good.